with leadership. It's a job, okay? Manager with leadership is a job. Of course, it's not a job. You start as the manager. Sometimes, maybe, okay, you go to fast food service or some kind of service company, and based on your experience, maybe they start you with a manager with a limited training, but most of the time, you have to start at the bottom level and you work up. Okay, so that's the manager's job. Okay, the reason I want to talk about the manager's job because it's a very good job, and I really encourage everyone who can be a manager, who want to be a manager, and then I think you enjoy life very much more. Okay, career life very much more. If you like to be a manager and God give you the capability to be a manager. So what is the responsibility of the manager? Every company has a lot of manager, has a different level of manager. Usually the first level managers manage maybe 5 people, 10 people. Second level manager maybe manage 30, 40 people, then go up, by maybe a few hundred. And then, of course, CEO is the manager a few thousand people, maybe, okay? So what is manager's job? What's the responsibility? The important thing, the first thing is manage a resource within your control. And of course, companies are here to make money. So you need to produce the most revenue. Through your service, through your job, you help the company produce a lot of revenue, okay? Directly or indirectly. And to do it with the least cost. Because any company hire you for one reason. So you can produce more money than they give to you as a salary. Am I right? If they give you the salary more than you can produce a revenue and profit for them, then this company cannot survive. At least this company doesn't need you because you don't contribute enough to cover your costs. So as a manager, one of the most important things to make sure his production to help the company produce a revenue didn't cost the company too much. Okay, this is very important. This is called a cost. Then the number 4 is to accomplish in the shortest time. Because manager, one of the responsibilities of manager to produce as much product, as much service as possible in the shortest time as possible. This is called efficiency and effectiveness. So all the business is all about making money. Please get it right, okay? It's all about making money, except the nonprofit organization. Even nonprofit organization is all about efficiency. Yeah. If anybody think you don't want to work hard and you don't want to accomplish too much, that's why you go to nonprofit organization. That's very bad. Okay? That is very bad. Nonprofit organization need to produce to help a lot of people in need. So nonprofit organization don't want the lazy people, okay? Nonprofit organization need the diligent, intelligent, hardworking people, just like any other company. Maybe you don't get much pay, but their goal and mission is very noble, okay? So if you think you can take an easy life in nonprofit organization, that's a very, very bad idea, okay? And you can cause a lot of trouble in this society. And number 5, keep doing it for a long time. Of course, you just don't do it once, twice. Okay, you do it all the time because that's why company pay you salary. Usually company pay you salary, and then they need to pay you insurance. Then they need to pay you Social Security. They need to pay you Medicare. So if they pay you $100, usually company need to pay another from $50 to $100 to cover all the other expenses. So every employee is very expensive, okay? If say somebody get paid $4,000 a month, actually Medicare, federal tax, all the not federal tax, Medicare, Social Security tax, and the facility costs, a lot of, and the 401k, a lot of other expenses, they probably had to pay extra $2,000 to $3,000. So for you get the $4,000 salary, company actually had to expense like $7,000 for you total. Okay, so for every employee, you need to produce a lot more than your salary. Okay, directly or indirectly. And then the interesting question is this: what is resource? Resource, remember, is God give to us. Okay, the source, like water, like all the material, all the chemical, is a source God give to us, energy, but we reuse it for let's say the humanity purpose, for humans purpose, for our life, for our style, everything. So the money, equipment, people are our resource. Okay. But however, it's just a source. If you don't use it for your purpose, but you use it, that's called resources. Okay. And that is a resource. You use it for the company, for the people's life, for the people's health, everything. Okay, so resource, including the money, the equipment, the people. The people include a lot of things: their talent, their time, their attitude, their commitment, their health, their strength, their skill, their knowledge. So the most important resource for any manager to manage is human resources. Okay, that's why we call it human resource. So you and me are all human resource for the company. You don't have talent, it's not impossible. It's impossible you don't have talent, because God gave everybody talent. It's just a matter, are you using the talent on the right place for the right job? So you need to know that, okay? Your time. You don't lazy, you don't want to work 8 or 10 hours a day or even work overtime. And so managers have to manage your time, help you to manage your time. Of course, the best employees always the one self-motivated, proactive, don't need anybody to manage them. Okay, this is the most important thing. This is all parents' dream. They have a children self-motivated, working hard, and don't need the parents' supervision. And their attitude, you have a good attitude, bad attitude for your work, and do you commit, you don't commit? Are you healthy or not healthy? Okay, you don't do regular exercise, you get sick all the time, then you cannot be productive in your job. Again, company pay you to work, not pay you to get sick. There, and your strengths, what's your strengths? What's your skill? And what's your education knowledge background? Okay, so this is very important. Again, I'll come back to the definition of success. This is based on the Bible, and this definition should last forever because it's from Bible. Fully develop, utilize the talent as well as the resource God has given to you. So we have talent and we have the resource around us. God give that to us. So we need to develop and fully utilize this talent. Example, like a manager have an engineer coming in. And he's very talented, but he doesn't utilize his talent. He didn't develop his talent. So this manager had to help him to fully utilize his talent, assign his job, and tell him what to do, give him the direction. And suddenly his talent exploded. And then he become a very productive employee. Same thing about a resource. So this is a success. Definition of success for anybody. You have a lot of talent God give to you, and don't waste it. Keep working hard to find it and keep using it. And use it for what? The manifestations of God's glory, and make this world a better place in his kingdom. So you need to help the people, and you know to do a lot of good things to help people live better, stay healthy, and mentally healthy, and a lot more love, help each others. And this is the purpose of talent and resource, to make this society a beautiful society. And that's why church is so important for this society. You see a lot of violence, you see a lot of the divorce and the broken family. Who's going to make them better? It's us, okay, Christians, going to make them better. So we need to develop, utilize our talent and resource to help this world become a better place. We manifest God's glory. So this is the absolute definition of success, and this should be your goal for the rest of your life, for anybody's life, for your parents' life, for your life, for your friend's life, for your teacher's life. Just keep using this definition of success to encourage each other and to motivate yourself. It's a never-ending goal. Okay, because God's glory is so unlimited. You can always work hard to do it. And then you maybe ask a question, what is God's glory? It's very simple. You have the God's glorious image in you. That's your conscience. So everything your conscience tells you to do is to manifest God's glory. And if you're not sure, you can read the Bible, and you can understand Jesus. Jesus is a God's glorious image present to the human being, present to the humanity. God tells his son, come to this world to present his glorious image, living as a human being, okay? So this is the key. So always remember the definition of success, and wherever you go, wherever you live, whatever you do, you have to walk in the journey of success based on this definition. It's no other definition, okay? It's not making more money, it's not a higher status. No, it just has to fully use talent and manifest God's glory, okay? You cannot manifest God's glory without utilizing your talent, okay? Because God gave you the talent to do that. Okay, if you're just sitting there doing nothing, you say, oh, I love people, I keep calling everybody to give them a caring. If you sit there doing nothing, you're not manifesting God's glory. You're wasting God's talent, the talent God gave to you. Okay, so all this has to combine together. Okay, does it make sense? If anybody has a question, you can just, put in the chat room. Why a manager? Why do you want to be a manager? Because this is one of the best jobs to live a successful life. Okay, this is my experience. One of the best jobs to live a successful life. Because you have the power and authority to help a lot of other people to live a successful life. When I was in Texas Instruments, globally, I have close to 1,000 employees in my group. And in the United States, a few hundred. But in my group, the divorce rate is very low. One of the reasons is I focus on good family life, and I focus on faith to make sure they have a balanced life, okay? They can work hard, but they need to keep themselves healthy, and they need to have a faith so they have a spiritual life, spiritual maturity, and then they need to have a good family life. They need to take care of their spouse, their children. I don't want them to work so hard to mess up their family life. So sometimes they all work very hard, very smart, work very hard, like a PhD from Stanford, MIT. But sometimes during the weekend, like especially a long weekend, I have to tell everybody, hey, this weekend, nobody can work. Nobody works overtime. You have to stay at home, enjoy life with your family. So I want to make sure they understand, okay, life needs to be a balance. And another very practical reason is the manager's compensation. It's a lot better. Salary, bonus, profit sharing, stock option. a lot of time, some of the compensation like bonus, profit share, and stock option only give to the higher manager level. The lower level employee or the basic level employee doesn't get it. Except you're like an individual, I mean, highly accomplished individual contributor, you probably is different. Overall, the bottom level's employee doesn't get the special compensation like a high-level manager gets. And that's why people want to be a manager. So you can have salary. You say salary is good. No, it give you a bonus. Is bonus good enough? They even give you profit sharing. Profit sharing means that if company make the profit, it give you a part of the profit. Okay, share the profit. Some company give every employee profit sharing. Some company only share the profit with a high-level manager. And stock option. Most of the time, stock option give to the maybe 20, 30% of the distinguished employee. Of course, most of the time you include the manager. The stock option is very good things, okay? They have two different kinds of stock option called restricted stock option and the non-restricted stock option. And this how you get rich, okay? As a job, usually it's hard to get very wealthy with just a salary. But however, if you start getting the stock option, and when you move to the higher level manager, and you got more stock option, this one make you rich. Okay, let me tell you why. The first thing you call restricted stock option. Restricted stock option is the number of stock you can sell within certain time period. And say company give you 100 stocks. And whenever you sell it, you sell the number times the stock price. So 100 times say $20, $30, you sell it. And then you get $23,000. Of course, this is in addition to your salary. And then you can sell this stock only after like 3 or 4 years after they give you the stock option. So every year they give you a stock option, you keep accumulating it. So every year you can sell some stock. Every year you can sell some stock at a market price. But the most powerful is non-restricted stock option. What is a non-restricted stock option? For a lot of small companies, startup, they don't have that much cash, okay, to reward you. So what do? They say, okay, I pay you stock. And then you can cash in. Give you example, say, today, I'm a small company. I hire you. I don't have cash. So your salary is not very high. But I say, I give you 6,000 stock every year. Because my company at today, it's not IPO yet. I didn't go to the public market, stock market. And it's just the price is $10. But however, if I go to the IPO and we work together, make company big, the revenue keep going. So maybe 10 years later, the 6,000 share of stock, the price going from $10 to $130. So you're cashing the $120 difference, okay? And that's a big difference, okay? That's a big difference. So suddenly you get a $720,000. And that's a lot of money. Okay, so that's why a lot of people like to do the startup, because potential financial accomplishment is big. So this is called non-restricted stock option. So that's why a good thing to be a small startup is you have a talent, you have capability, you work hard. The company give you a stock option. So eventually you can be very, very wealthy. And you have a lot of money to help others. Give you example, like 30 years ago, whoever worked in the Apple computer, today probably have a few $100 million. Because through the years, Apple computers stock price jump up by 2,000 or 4,000 times. Okay, that much. So that's why of course, pro and con. You join a small company, you work hard, but sometimes the small company doesn't work out as you have expected. So only one out of the 100 company or one out of 1,000 company can come from startup to the Apple scale or Google scale or Facebook scale. The other 999 didn't work out. Some maybe work out a little bit. Maybe the stock go up 5, 10 times, but doesn't go up 100,000 times. So this is how the stock option works. And this is why a manager. Okay, if you have a right definition of successful life, and you can help a lot of people to be successful, then you run a lot of money and you give all your money away to help more people to be successful. You help the more people who's in need. I tell you, that's the best life you can have. That's the best life God wants to give to you. And the last thing you want to do is you're a manager, you're bad to your employee, you make a lot of money, and you're totally corrupted, and you end up in prison. That's the last thing God wants to see. And that's the best thing happened to Satan. Because God's children will totally get stuck in this lust of a flesh desire. That's the last thing God wants to see. That the first thing Satan wants to make it happen. Okay? So this is what the Bible says about money. Command those who are rich in present world not to be arrogant. So if you're rich, don't be arrogant. Or not to put their hope in wealth. Just because you have money means you have a lot of hope. That's not true. Okay, which is so uncertain because, give you example, like stock can crash like crazy. A lot of very rich financial investors, they bet on the stock going up, bet on the stock going down, and they borrow the money to bet. And if the stock market go to the opposite direction, they can be a few hundred millionaire, go bankrupt in one day. Go bankrupt in one day because they bet. Okay, they take the risk. And they leverage a lot of debt. Okay, that's wrong. And that's uncertain. But to put your hope in God, because God is the everlasting, the only thing that never shake and never change is God. And He richly provide us with everything for our enjoyment. So if you enjoy your life today, it's because God richly provided to you. Okay. Then command them to do good. Again, we have a God's glorious image. We need to do good. To be rich in good deed, not to be rich in money, in wealth. To be rich in good deed. Again, that's part of the definition of successful life. And to be generous and willing to share. You have to be generous. You have to be willing to share. You cannot carry the money with you into the heaven, into the eternity. The money is supposed to be used in this world to build the better life for everybody. So in this way, they will lay up treasure for themselves as a firm foundation for the coming ages. That means when we're in heaven, God will judge us not based on how much money you have made, but how do you spend all this money? And that's the treasure. Spiritual maturity, God's glory, and God's blessing, God's grace. And that's the treasure, okay? Those treasure comes in the heaven. So this is what's important. Your money doesn't count in heaven. In heaven, there's no need US dollar, okay? In heaven, there's no need to go. Because in heaven, gold is everywhere. So that they may take hold of the life that is truly life. So understanding Life is not about the status. It's not about show up. It's not about the brand name product. Life is about mature life, what God gives to you. Manifest God's glory. Because God created us not for you to enjoy your fleshy desire. God created us to be a mature person in God's eyes. Because God created you and me, we are God's children. God is our Father, Heavenly Father. God care is, are you a good person? It's not you're a rich person or not. You're a good person or not, based on His standard. And He gives us His standard. That's the conscience in our heart. And you know it, and I know it. Just like I want to give you the Amazon gift card. But Amazon gift card itself is not the purpose. Okay, the purpose is for you to learn. And the 25 attendance is not the purpose. The purpose is for you to have integrity and persistence. Okay, so you don't want to say, oh, I didn't attend that much, but I'm going to report that many. But that's not the purpose, because we want to have an honest system. We want to have integrity, make this work better. Okay? So this is what God wants us to spend the money. That's why when we want you to be a manager, to be a successful manager, we want you to get rich. We want every one of you to be a millionaire, to be a billionaire. I really hope someday later, 10, 20 years later, you run into me and say, hey, Teacher Ming, I'm a millionaire now, but I decided to help a lot of people. And so donate all my money to the charity organization. Then I think you're very successful. But if you come to me and say, I'm a billionaire now, I have a huge house, I have a fancy car, but I don't help people, and then you're a loser. Okay? And it not only loser, you'll be in trouble in front of God, okay, when you go to eternity. Oh, done, okay. So remember this. This is what the Bible says. Okay? Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. And whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion. For God loves a cheerful giver. Always remember this word. God loves a cheerful giver. And this, of course, not only talk about the money give to church, talk about money to give whoever is in need. And God's able to bless you abundantly because God had all the power. God has all the universe in His hand. So God is able to bless you abundantly. So that in all things at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. As it is written, they have freely scattered their gift to the poor, their righteousness endure forever. So you freely scatter your gift to the poor, your righteousness endure forever. Now he who supplies seed to sow is God. God's the one who supplies seed to sow. And the bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed and will enlarge the harvest of righteousness. It's amazing that you give away the physical things to the needy, to the poor. You not only was rewarded with the physical abundance, but you are also awarded with righteousness. I mean, you have better, and you even have more love, you even have more righteousness, you have more integrity. So everything you accomplish in the physical realm, you also accomplish more in the spiritual realm. So these are combined together. So your physical life will be good, the spiritual life will even be better. Okay. So you will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. This Paul said that, okay. The generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. So please always remember its verses. This in the, if I remember right, first Corinthians, second Corinthians, but you can do the Google search. I didn't put the verses in here intentionally, so I want yourself to find it, okay, and remember it. Okay, so I think after this, I say, hey, leader is a person who's quality of courage. Now hold on, okay. Because you're a manager, doesn't necessarily means you're a leader, okay. What is a leader? What's the difference between manager and the leader? Managers get job done, okay. Leader lead the people to get job done. You can manage the people to get job done, but people hate you. Or you can lead the people to get job done, and people love you. So as a manager, you have two different kind of manager. One kind of manager is a good manager with leadership. One kind of manager is a bad manager without leadership. You can scream at the people, you can threaten people, you can punish people to get job done very efficiently. But people hate you. And you're not helping the people to live a successful life. Their marriage broken, their families in problem because you just take advantage of them. Okay. You don't care about their personal life. So this is a very bad manager. Okay. This work doesn't need this manager. And if you have this kind of manager, you should quit job immediately, go to the other company. Okay. You want this kind of manager fell on their face. Okay. But however, managers with leadership is a good manager. Then you wonder, what is leader? What is manager? Okay. Leader is person with quality of courage, perseverance, and the caring heart to help people succeed and make this world better. The manager is just a job, it's authority and responsibility to get project done and to take care of business. Okay, that's manager's job. So manager had to be good leader. Okay, leader often requires good management skill, but manager does not necessarily have quality of leadership. In order to lead people, you do need a management skill. Okay, how to manage resource, how to help them manage time, how to give them a little bit pressure, reward and punishment to make sure they walk on the right way, they walk in their successful life. But manager does not necessarily have the quality of leadership. That's why I say you can be a successful manager, but people hate you. Okay. Leader is a person has people follow him willingly. A leader is not alone. Why it's good? Why this is like a joke, Dara? Why it's good to be a leader? Just like all the husky pull the sleigh, and they have a lead dog. Okay, lead dog in the front run, and here the leadership. He look around to see which part is safe, which part is not safe. Now all the other dogs just follow the dog in front of them. Guess what? The lead dog sings something totally different from the dog that follow. What the dog that follow only see the real end of the dog in front of them. Am I right? They only see the real end. That's their only scenery, the dog in front of them. But however, the lead dog see the whole thing, the big picture. Where's the danger, where's the safe, where's the beautiful trees, whatever. So that unless you're a lead dog, your scenery never changes. Okay? That's why interesting part of it. Leader is not a pusher, not a chaser. You lead, you don't push, you don't chase them. Okay? An example, good leader in this world, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, and Mandela, Nelson Mandela, they're all the leader. They don't have authority and power, but somehow millions of people follow them, change the world, become a better place. And that's what leaders always do, okay? So this was God said, whoever who's called by my name, whom I have created for his glory, okay? whom I have formed and whom I have made. God gave us our talent, personality, and unique strengths, as well as his glorious image. If we only live once, we might as well live it to our full potential with no regret. So be a leader. Job of manager give you a good chance to show your leadership potential. So that's why I think it's important to be a manager, and the manager is a good job. But not everybody is tailored to be a manager, to be a good leader. And that's why you need to learn and you need to work hard on it and see, okay, what it takes to be a good leader. The common character of the leader is you have a vision, you have a noble mission, you're honest, trustworthy, sincere. Otherwise, people cannot follow you. If you're not honest, you're not trustworthy, people cannot follow you. You're a good role model, you're caring, committed, you're a good listener, help people accountable, treat people with respect, encourage people, positive, enthusiastic, appreciate and value people. All these are the character of the leadership, character of a leader. So you can basically, very simple, the leader had the characteristic of conscience. Understand, treat people the way you want to be treated. It's very simple. Okay, treat the way you want to be treated. Then people will follow you. Okay, then you're a manager with a good leadership. And then you can make a lot of money. And you become a higher level manager, like more money, even make more money. And then you make up your mind and you make decision. You want to give most of your money away to help the needy. And then you go to heaven, God said, hey, I like you. You're my beloved children. You're my beloved child. And you can enjoy everything I give to you on heaven. And that's a treasure the world cannot give to you. Okay?